Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll talk about them all, but I got all sorts of fun blood draining devices, and this one is for closing mouths. Kind of cool. Hi, I'm Victor M. Sweeney, and I'm a licensed funeral director and mortician, and this is Mortician Support.
What the?
This is a question from Saint Severin. Question for morticians. When someone dies, do you remove their poo, or are we all buried with an unpooed poo? That is such a good question. More often than not, your poo is up to you. Sometimes you hear the myth that everybody poos themselves before they die. That's not always the case. Sometimes it is.
Sometimes.
For my purposes, when I get someone back to the funeral home and I'm preparing them, if they have pooed, then I'll clean them up. If it's the case that they start pooing when pressure starts to build up in the abdomen, then I stop what I'm doing, I clean them up. Typically what I'll do is I'll actually flush out the bowels with a hose, because the last thing you want to have happen is someone to start pooing and then to continue doing it when you can't control it. Jaded never won. If a person wearing contacts dies, does the mortician take them out? Shower thoughts. Yes, historically I've always removed contact lenses because one of the things that we need to do, of course, is what we call set the features. Setting the features would mean that we close the mouth, and we also need to close their eyes. So we actually have a device that helps us do this. These are called eye caps. They're essentially spiky contact lenses that fit over the eyes and will actually grip the eyelid when we pull it down over those little burrs.
I'll be honest.
I typically
Seeing that IRL just it's like
remove contact lenses because those just get in the way of me doing what I need to do to set their features and
Bro, imagine if you were still alive and the was doing that to you.
Question from Laney. Will my cat eat me when I die? Possibly. Hopefully. I think the short answer to that is yes.
It'll try.
I've heard of that happening from colleagues of mine. And as we all know, cats being inferior to dogs, they will do anything. They are opportunists.
Well, dogs will eat you as well. What do you mean dogs will eat you as well? I just listened to a story just the other day about 2 pit bulls eating a woman. Okay, and they ate her entire face off and the body to the point where they thought it was an animal when they discovered her, and it was only earlier that day that she had been eaten by the pit bulls. Okay, because they literally ripped her face off and there was 0 features left. Okay, I'm talking, yeah, and it turned out the pit bulls were being beaten by her dad, and they were like not fed properly, and then they fucking one of them just basically decided to attack her, and then they just fucking ate her, just literally just ate her alive. Not the same thing. Well, I mean, yeah, okay. Whereas a cat's not gonna do that, bro. A cat's gonna wait till you're dead, and then he's gonna try to eat. She's gonna try to eat you. Okay. Whereas a dog will just, I mean, depending on the dog, those cats will just eat you.
A question from Vamp Florence. How do morticians not want to chug the embalming fluid? These look like they taste like Fruit Loops. Well, I really love the picture you have, and I noticed you forgot the blue flavor. Embalming fluid is really colorful, but I can assure you, it is not tasty. It smells awful. As far as the coloring goes, it is strange, isn't it? One of the reasons that a lot of these fluids are maybe red.
What's up with this guy's vibe, dude? This guy's fucking vibe. It's like some sort of serial killer vibe. Just fucking chilling there with big ass needles and fucking mouth closing devices and shit. Like, I mean,
other colors is so that the embalmer knows what they are without having to maybe read the label. But you'll also notice that a couple of them are red.
He's too passionate about his job.
Out of the body in arterial embalming, we're pushing out a red fluid. So ideally, we want to put a red fluid back in. So we gain access to an artery. Typically, we'll make an incision, maybe in the neck or in the thigh. And then we'll also gain access to a vein. We open the artery. We are going to have an embalming machine, which acts as a pump. And we're going to use this arterial tube, something like this. So this goes down the artery, and then it's going to pump fluid through. Now your vein, we are going to open with either a large forceps or this device called a drain.
Dude, the game we played was too accurate. As you get the forceps, you get the, and then he gets the tube and the fucking thing.
Tube. So this goes down the vein, and then when we open it, the blood will pour out the side of our device here, and then we can control how quickly or how slowly we want the blood to leave the body. When we have a deceased loved one, they're gonna look very, very pale because the blood has stopped circulating. So when we put in the red blood, the red fluid rather, that's actually gonna pink them up in some ways and make them look a little bit more alive. This is a question from Clementine.
Interesting.
Okay, full disclosure, I'm fat, and this is a legit question. I'm not trying to be fat phobic, but how do extremely obese people, like I'm talking 400+ pounds, fit in a coffin? Do they make a plus size coffin? Or does the mortician like
super expensive.
cut fat out of them
No,
and sew them back up?
No,
I'm gonna answer the second part of that question first. No, we do not remove fat and sew someone back up. Everybody is buried intact if we can at all help it. So we actually have caskets. That
she really want fucking surgery after she's died from her heart attack? Like, so then she doesn't look as bad. I mean, why not? Well, I mean, that's like, you think about how much extra time you're using and how much, I mean, think about like the damage you're going to do to the body. I guess if you put them inside clothing. I guess if you put them inside clothing. It's such a random question to ask. Why would anyone be like, bro? I always thought like if I die, like if it's somehow beneficial, you can like literally strip me naked, stick a fucking flagpole at my ass and hoist me up, right? Hoist me up, and then fucking have me on display. I don't care what you do to my body after I'm dead. You can like fucking people can piss on me, whatever I'm dead. I no longer have consciousness. I no longer exist. So who cares? Who the fuck cares, bro? Like what happens to my fucking body? Like, why would you care about, like, what people are looking at after you're dead? Because you no longer have consciousness. So you're dead, you're just nothing. So it's irrelevant. Right? It's irrelevant. It's one of these things that it's like, who cares about your family? It doesn't matter what your family thinks or anything. You no longer exist. You no longer exist. So you can't have a thought that's good or bad. You know?
They are made by our manufacturer to be oversized. Typically, when someone passes away, if they're larger, we'll measure them at their elbows, because those tend to be the parts that stick out the furthest, and then determine what width of casket we will need to give them a more comfortable appearance. C for chase. Do morticians put chapstick on the bodies, or are they just sitting there? Casket open, lips cracked out. That's actually a great concern of ours, is drying out. Not just the lips, but after you die, of course, your body is not producing any oils, so your skin can get quite dry. We actually have a heavy face cream that we use on almost everybody that comes through in the interim between when they're embalmed and when we get them ready for their funeral and put their makeup on if we need it. We always have that heavy face cream on to make sure that their lips don't dry out. So as far as chapstick goes, I've never put chapstick on a body, but if someone really wanted me to, I guess I wouldn't say no. Here's a question.
Yeah, bro. This reminds me of fucking having, dude, I was in that fucking army, chat, okay? We had to do the funeral service. And it's for this fucking guy, and he had an open casket, okay? And we had to go down this line, okay? Where everyone was, basically, we're going, doing hungies, okay? To the family members, right? Okay, so you know what a hungie is? This is a hungie, okay? So we're going down this line, hunging. So you basically have to like press your nose up against the other person, and you get them a hungy. Anyway, and as we went down the line, everyone was basically you hungy like fucking 20 people, and then you go to the casket and you give the fucking dead guy, who I don't even know who the fuck he was, a hungy. So I had to hungy this guy who's dead, and I had to nose on nose, fucking dead guy that I didn't even know. But I just did it because, like, I mean, I wouldn't want to be insensitive, and it was like we're on a marae, and like we were there to pay respect and everything. So I was like, I had to hungy a dead guy. But I remember thinking, fucking hell, this is fucking like not a fake story. This is why would I make up having to give a dead guy a hungy? Why would I make up a fucking? I was in full military uniform, and we went down there to fucking basically stand there. And then anyway, was a fucking part of the service was that we gave everyone stood opposite, and they went down to hungy next person, hungy next person, hungy next person. You walk down and you give the dead guy a hungy, okay, bro. I'm confident there's video of this. So I mean, it's one of these things where I really wanted to. If you really want to find me video of me fucking giving a dead guy a hungy, I can find it. But you know,
Coco.
What about?
Now I'm going on Google.
Wait, now I'm going on Google looking up weird stuff. What do dead bodies smell like?
Looking up the weirdest stuff. What do dead bodies smell like?
Jesus
Christ. Dead
Christ.
bodies smell awful. Rotting anything smells awful. We are hardwired to think that dead human bodies smell bad. And it's a smell you never forget. I myself, I went out to a nice restaurant to have some aged steak, and I couldn't do it. I love this username. This is a question from...
I mean, it makes sense. Chat, smell is a sense... Okay, you're using a sensory organ to detect whether something should be ingested or should not, right? So, like, generally something that's going to make you sick is going to smell bad. Generally, obviously, unless you're talking about Tide Pods, and then kids start chucking those things down like crazy.
Corpse.
Which is why they actually started banning. They started banning making things smell good that are poisonous. because people fucking would try and chug it, and then yeah.
Aren't we all? What do morticians do with our organs after an embalming?
Oh shit.
What happens when they aren't donated? When we do embalming, all your organs just stay inside your body. We can prepare them all internally. After we finish the arterial embalming, we have what's called the cavity embalming.
Oh shit.
Optimally, with the cavity embalming, you're trying to puncture the lungs, the heart, the intestines, the stomach, and then you're also gonna try to shoot for the kidneys too. We actually use what's called a trocar, and I have one here. It's a hollow point.
Oh my
spear,
god, there it is.
essentially.
And you stick it
And
in.
it hooks up to what we call an aspirator. So it's a vacuum, essentially. Insert this in the abdomen and then try to puncture all the hollow organs. And then the vacuum will actually draw out all those nasty fluids. If you donate your organs, typically organ donations are handled by...
So wait, it's sucking. It's sucking, bro. So it's sucking. I thought it was putting shit in. I thought you were like injecting. I thought it was kind of weird that you had to inject the organs. I thought it was something, but it's literally sucking shit out. Holy fuck.
Organ harvesting companies, and they will actually work with a hospital or with me to transport a body where it needs to go, and then they'll harvest the organs, donate them where they need to, and then the body will be returned to me after that whole process is done. Question from Paul Matthews. Do morticians normally just drain the blood down the sink? The short answer is yes. All of our bodily wastes are disposed just like our normal bodily wastes. The sewer system that goes right to the water treatment.
Bro, what the fuck?
This is a question from...
Isn't that a biohazard? Isn't that like a fucking biohazard? That does not seem like the play. I'm gonna be honest. Like, that does not, like, that sounds fucking Monarch-esque. I mean, okay, you definitely can't dispose of body parts, right? Like, I mean, down there. But yeah, like, I guess the fluids are just they're fluids. Right? I mean, you've got feces going down there anyway. I mean, fuck. But then why can't you eat your own shit? Like, how sick do you get if you eat your own shit? Just, like, think about it. It comes out of you ate some food that was good. It goes into your body. And then you shit it out. Like, how sick, like, well, I'm gonna look this up. How sick, okay, what happens if you eat your own... Okay, I'm gonna go poop. Okay, looking this up. While eating poop shouldn't usually cause severe symptoms. There are some instances where immediate medical attention is needed. See a doctor. Dehydration, bloody diarrhea, sudden difficulty breathing, acting. Children can sometimes eat their own feces or pets, such as dog. Water, wash their hands, observe systems. According to Illinois Poisons in Dirt, eating poop is minimally toxic. However, poop can naturally contains bacteria commonly found in your intestines. While these bacteria don't harm you, while you're in your intestines, they're not meant to be. Think about that, how crazy it is. Like, it's in your body, bro. It's in there. But, like, it's just because you're getting this part. It's just, like, the part from the lower portion of your body. Right? This lower portion of your body. Like, think about how weird it is you can't eat your own shit. Like, think about how crazy that is. You can't eat, like, think about how crazy you can't eat your own shit. Like, that is kind of crazy, right? Like, that is kind of crazy. Like, why can't you eat your own shit? Like, you ate some stuff, right? You ate some stuff, and then it just goes through your body through a process, and then it comes out the other end. Why can't you just eat that shit? You know? Why can't you just eat that shit? Because what I'm saying is, it's coming through your body, it's going through your system. But now, obviously, you could have, okay, so you got E. coli in there, Campylobacter, Salmonella. Really? Wait, Salmonella? You can get Salmonella? Wait, so Salmonella can be living in your gut? Shigella. Wow. Wow. So it's minimally toxic, though. So you kind of can't eat your own shit. You kind of can't eat your own shit. Like, it's just, you know. Because you can drink your own piss, chat. If you didn't know, you can drink your own piss. Like, you're good. Like, if in a life or death situation, if you're in a desert, you should drink your own piss at least once. Like, you should drink your own piss you should drink your own piss at least once. Assuming it's, like, clear. If it's clear, okay, you should drink your own piss. No, it's a survival technique, chat. Yeah, if you're just pissing out clear, okay, you should drink your own piss. Or you can piss into, like, you can have a device, a distiller device, or you can like cut a bottle, make a slanted fucking surface, heat it up, and basically you can basically distill your own piss and drink it. But you can't just like literally.
But didn't flush a kega spoon.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, all right, but yeah, it's not a myth. Why would they teach it to me in the military, dude? What the fuck? Okay, why are coffins so expensive? Y'all bury me raw.
Soggy Emma. Why are coffins so expensive, y'all? Just bury me raw. Well, Soggy Emma, that is definitely an option. You can be buried in the ground without a casket. A lot of funeral homes put substantial markups on their casket. And I think it's just a way to collect money on the tail end of a service, but just like a furniture store, which would maybe mark up their kitchen tables 4 times what they actually cost. I would guess that most caskets are marked up probably 1.5 to 2 times what the wholesale cost is. This is a question from...
Fuck that, I like literally, bro, just chuck me in the hole, Holmes. Chuck me in the fucking hole. I want to be like, dude, chuck me in the hole and plant a tree and let my fucking body fertilize some shit, you know what I'm saying? Let the worms eat it and fucking shit everywhere and do the whole fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me help make a tree, okay?
Tiny Rain. Do morticians put a bra on you? If so, I would like my rotting corpse to not wear a bra, and would like my ghost to be wandering braless with poking nips. Well, Tiny Rain, I don't know if there's much I can do about poking nips, but we do put bras on if the family requests. And the reality is, I've probably put on more bras than I have taken off in my life. Did that answer your question?
Jesus Christ! Yo, what the fuck? Oh shit, dude.
This is a question from Leonard de Montague. Does a mortician feel just as sad as a normal person when someone close to them dies? The short answer of that is yes. That was one of the things, actually, I myself really worried about when I got into this profession. Because at a certain point, when you see a dead body, you almost always kind of go into work mode. What can I do to help this family? What can I do to prepare this body? So I was very concerned when I started doing this that maybe I would start to even think of my own loved ones as something to help or something to fix, and not really take in grief like I used to. For my own family, for loved ones, my own grandpa passed away just a few months ago, and I feel just as sad about that as I think I ever would. It's just a matter of perspective and maybe where you're at the moment. Question from
Well, I've noticed every time a fucking animal dies, it's like they used to be animated and now they're static, and like they're no longer, you know. I'm so desensitized to the sheep dying now that it's just another sheep dead, just another dead sheep. You know, it's just another dead sheep. You know, they get all hard and fucking rigor mortisy. You know, ultimately, I used to be like kind of disgusted and kind of creeped out by them looking at me, but now I just kind of stared into their dead eyes and be like, oh yeah, that motherfucker's dead as fuck. He's no longer animated. He is static. I'm gonna pull this fucking over to the hole. Okay, he's not fitting. Gonna have to break his legs. Kind of push him in, and then you know, just bury his ass up. Just bury his ass up. Just another fucking sheep. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know what? I don't even, in terms of emotion, I'm more pissed off now when the sheep die. Because we're up to like, I think we're 5 dead sheep now. We've got fucking 5 dead sheep now. It's ridiculous. In like the space of like half a year. Yeah, I know. It's insane. We're trying to figure out like all the problems. Every single time it's a new problem. So it's one of those things. The latest sheep that just died, he choked on a blackberry bush. Okay? He choked on a blackberry bush. But it makes no sense because there was fucking multiple sheep living on the property having no problems the entire time. It's like the sheep we bought are like just dumb. It's like they're low IQ. They're stupid. They don't understand anything. Okay? And the sheep that were on there before are absolutely fine. They go between the fences, go through the paddocks. They're like chilling, just doing it. But the sheep that we bought, they're like a different breed of sheep, and they're just like, they panic and they just run and spurg out, fucking run into fences and shit. They're just clueless. I'm telling you, we bought retarded sheep. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I got inbred sheep or what the fuck I got, bro. But they just keep fucking choking to death on random shit, just falling like, bro. It's ridiculous.
T. What foundation do funeral directors use to make dead people look alive? Well, that's a good question. All the makeup we use is actually formulated for dead people. So it's made to go on cold skin as opposed to warm skin like regular makeup. And one of the things we try to do is not cake people with makeup, but just do kind of light layers so that way their actual skin tone does shine through a little bit. If you've ever gone to a funeral and maybe you've seen someone in the casket who is caked with makeup, they don't really look like themselves. So one of our goals is to tone that down a little bit, so they do. Question from Lala. Approximately how much does a mortician make? The minimum and the maximum. I really couldn't say what the minimum and maximum are. The average I've read in the country is about $65,000 a year.
Really?
And talking to my other friends and colleagues, that seems to be about the average for my area as well.
Wait, 65K a year, what is that? Average pay NA. Oh, that's... Wait, what? America. Really? 56,000 and 56,000. So what? They get paid 50. So what? You only get paid an extra 10K a year, and you have to deal with fucking dead people constantly. You have to deal with dead people constantly. Then again, it wouldn't be that. You're not dealing. We're just dealing with corpses. You're just dealing with like. It's basically just rotting meat. Right at that point, it's not like it's not dead people. It's just like, okay, you have to work with like, you know, decaying meat. Okay, like ultimately that's all it is. Like it's one of these things where, look at the median. I am looking at the median. This is the median. Oh wait, median wage. Average. Okay, wait, median. Holy shit. Oh wow, wait, what the fuck? Okay, wait, median is. Wait, in 2020, and for the workers age 15 and over with earnings 56,000. Okay, 56,000. So you're getting paid an extra 10K to work with. I would rather just work an average job and then just not have to work with decaying meat all day. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I'd rather like, unless you're passionate about being a mortician, I guess.
Opia
You know?
Dana, can you get half your body cremated and the other half buried? Do morticians do that? Asking for a friend. I have never done that.
Why
I've never had
the fuck?
anybody ask. I guess I could see it happening if you really wanted to. You would have to have a disposition permit that would have cremation and burial. And I guess we'd probably have to sign a waiver to cut someone in half. But maybe the bigger question would be, what half are you gonna cremate and what half do you bury? This is a question from That Doodle Bunny. How do morticians handle their...
Fucking narcissist, dude. Fucking narcissist. Dude, what are they thinking? Like, yeah, I want my family to have do the funeral service and do the whole thing where they lower down the coffin, and I also want them to have the ashes where they can keep the ashes and, you know, they can put the ashes on a mountain. Oh my god. It's like some crazy shit, dude. It's like some... Dude, holy fuck. Just like, why do you care after you're dead, brother? Why do you... Okay, I'm out. I'm full of dumb fuck. Okay, yo. I'll do you a fucking... Let me... Where is it? Where is it? What? Okay. Okay. There you go. Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. Okay.
Their jobs without becoming emotional wrecks? That is a good question. Most morticians I know are pretty normal people. There are times where it's emotional, so you do feel it, and there are maybe days you come home where you just feel done and you don't want to work or maybe do what you're doing anymore. But I think the fact that you can actually help people on my side of the desk, on this side of things, there are things that you can do that maybe nobody else can do.
Do you want me to fucking ban you guys? Because I fucking will. I'll ban the fuck out of you guys so hard right now.
You can provide a chance for a mother to see her son one more time. It's those kind of things that keep you going in those hard times. This question is from Not Waving.
I'll be honest, this body language was telling me he was being insincere just then. Like, that's like a scripted line he was just saying. Based on his body language, he didn't even give a fuck about that at all.
How do you dress the deceased?
Chat on my body language. God, you're gonna say I have high levels of autism. Basically, I was getting rehearsed vibes.
Theories. Well, I would love to hear what your theories are, but really it's fairly simple. You're just gonna work their arms through just like you dress a baby, maybe. Oftentimes, if we have someone maybe very large that we can't move very well, or maybe someone who has outgrown their clothes, or maybe their clothes are too big, will oftentimes make cuts down the back and simply drape it over the front and tuck it under the back, maybe sew it in a couple places, so that way it sits right on the person and doesn't look like an overlarge tent or squeeze them into their clothes like a sausage. This is a question from Trap Jason. Why don't we bury people vertically instead of horizontally? They are already dead, so why does it matter? We could save so much space. That is a great question. I think a lot of it has to do with practicality. So if you were to bury someone vertically, you'd have to dig a pretty deep hole, and it would have to be pretty narrow. You can imagine how tough it would be for, let's say,
I was like, what the fuck is this clown on about? Like, okay, I get it. Okay.
6 people to carry a casket to the graveside, and then turn it up on its end and drop grandma down the hole. You might need a seatbelt of some kind. Question from Crowbar Jones. What does a mortician do if there are artificial nails on a corpse? Keep them? Take them off? Asking for a friend.
Jesus
I hope you don't
Christ.
mean keep them by keeping a collection, but if you mean keeping them on, more often than not, I will. Typically the artificial nails look nice, clean, and of course your nails underneath are pretty rough. If they have them on, I usually keep them. Other things that people might be concerned about removing, piercings, they almost always stay. If it's an ear piercing and they have their earrings in, maybe we'll take the earrings out, clean them up a little bit. Other body piercings, I always leave them in. This is a question from Melody Jackson.
Oh, it's so weird how they have to do that. Like, all this shit that people have in their body and all this shit, they get it. You never think about these little things. That's just it's something about that. It sounds so disgusting, taking someone's earrings out of a dead guy and fucking cleaning them and then putting it back on again.
Do morticians take makeup classes when getting their certifications? Yes, we do. I have a 4-year degree, and at my college, we took courses on what they call restorative art. So this would include things like makeup and coloring, but it would also include things like putting people back together after accidents, sculpting an ear if someone has lost an ear. Lip boy.
Holy shit.
Do morticians also give haircuts? Anyone know one that can do a nice fade? Yeah, lip boy, I do give haircuts every so often, usually only to men, and usually only if it's something minor. If someone does need to get their hair done, we'll actually usually call a hairdresser in. It's fairly simple, because really you're only working with the front and the sides of the head.
Bro, fuck, I don't want to use my equipment on some dead guy. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, shit, bro.
This is a question from Veronica. Say a body gets exhumed after 2 years. What should be the state of the body to be expected to be? That's one of the interesting things about my job, is that I never actually know what happens after burial. If we had an exhumation, you actually have to have a court order to open the vault and open the casket. I've heard of cases where they have opened the casket and the body looks more or less unchanged, and this was maybe 50 years after the fact. This is a question from Jonathan Cowip. Monty Python's Always Look on the Bright Side of Life is the nation's #1 funeral song. What's the oddest funeral music you've ever heard? I haven't heard too many strange funeral songs myself, but I do have this dream. I have a friend, and I told him if he passes away before I do, I'd really like to sing On Eagle's Wings, but like the Swedish Chef from the Muppets. It would sound like this. You had real initiative, the lead, her burden, his city.
Okay, this guy's a complete psycho. This is a guy fucking with your dead corpse after you've died, gent. You've died, and this guy is fucking putting needles in your ass.
And that's it. That's all your questions. I sure enjoyed answering them, and I hope you learned something.
Wait, he's got more Mortician. He did an extended cut. They did more dead body questions. I'm gonna be honest, it was interesting. That was very interesting. That was interesting. I could probably watch 6.7 million views. I mean, I could watch that. I think I kind of want to watch that. I'm pretty sure I want to watch that right now. Why do I like hearing about dead things so much? Chat, I worry that I'm like a fucking psycho. I worry that I'm a psycho. I love listening to shit about people getting fucking murdered. Okay? And stabbed and killed and it's very like I'm going to bed and I'm like listening to stories of this guy fucking breaking into people's houses and then just fucking stabbing them and decapitating them, all this shit. It's like, and then I'm going to sleep. And it's like, what am I doing? Like, what do I I'm eating, bro. Okay, actual self-report. True crime. I binge watched. I was binge watching a YouTube channels on. I binge watched this thing called Scary Interesting. Every single video. Okay, it's really good shit. It's just like some guy reads out the story. Some real high quality shit. Talking like super high quality. Some guy talking. People go cave diving. They fucking start tripping on balls. All sorts of things happen. Like, the cell goes up. They start panicking. They inhale too fast. They start getting fucking, they call it some sort of narcosis because of the chemical mix. Because they're so deep, they start doing crazy shit. All sorts of crazy shit. Anyway, I watched all these videos, and now I'm watching these. Now I'm watching these ones. There'll be one here. It's super dope. Honestly, this guy is so cringe. This guy is so cringe. His intros are the most cringe things ever. Let me tell you, he comes in and he's like, hey, if you could, go to the like button's house, and when the like button is not looking, pull down his pants and just fucking stick your fist in his ass, okay? All right, if you could do that for me, and then, tell him it was his dad, and then leave. Okay, he says some shit like that, and then he starts reading the story. But the stories are generally pretty interesting. Because you only watch the true story ones, and just like been watching these types of, I don't know what you would call it. It's like an audio book, except they're just talking about serial killers like murdering people and shit. Okay, you know, it's one of these things where it's like he literally did do one that we read it. Dope. I mean, I could. To be fair, I don't think it'd be good. I think if I could watch it on Twitch, I would. Let me tell you, I would just do a full stream of we just back to back watch these things because they're actually really interesting and fun.
Because he is God Gamer. God Gamer. God Gamer.